It's a big step.
But it's a step towards the right direction. And like,
absolutely.
I've started traveling already, went to Bahamas, went to Puerto Rico, little by little, I am getting there and spreading my wings. But yeah, I think you can't just be around the same group of people you grew up with. You have to find other friends and other cultures to learn from,
You do. And it's part of growth, too. It's part of growth. It's part of elevating and evolving. And not even necessarily just those other people, yourself, too. Taking those experiences and enjoying them yourself,
Exactly.
And within that solitude. I think when you have experiences alone, it really pushes you to have an understanding of life, of yourself, and of just where you see yourself and where you want to go. So it's just really stepping out of your comfort zone and stepping on the other side of fear, and just getting out there.
Yeah. With that said, your chapter belonging, when your seat at the table no longer holds a place of want, need, value, love, acceptance, respect, and desire, then it's time to take your seat and occupy a space elsewhere at your own table.
Get your ass up and bounce. Right.
Get out the kiddie table. Go to grown folks table.
Get your shit and go. Right. That's real though. Like,
yeah, I think that ties in very well.
It's real because so many times we beg for a seat at the table. We beg to have a seat at the table, and it's like, sometimes your time is up. So just, pack up and move on. And even if you don't have another table to sit at, build your own. You feel me? Like, right. Build your own table. Pull your own seat up. Because time waits for nobody. We can't be out here begging for seats at other people's table when they don't want us there.
Right. You got to make space for yourself in your own life. Because no one else is going to do it but you.
Absolutely.
I like the one you said, stripped.
Mm-hmm.
I had to unlearn everything I was initially taught in order for my mind and spirit to be stripped free from everything I was taught to believe. I then had to learn on my own terms everything I was, everything I was not, and everything I was eventually to be. That was powerful.
And that's what we were speaking on regarding identity, right?
Hell yeah.
How I specified how we have
strip
to unlearn.
Strip it to the bone.
Right, strip it. You have to strip down bare,
But it's like, how can you... Another thing, when you're stuck in your same... It doesn't matter where you live. If you're stuck in your same hometown, around the same people all the time, how can you strip yourself? How can you unlearn if you're getting constant reminders of how you should be doing things or how people think you should be doing things?
I think it's more so a person has to really look within, and that's the thing. A lot of people are afraid to be alone, with themselves, because then you're in your mind constantly. But sometimes you really need to just step aside and have that time for self to kind of really have some introspection. And that's the thing. Too many times we don't. We're so used to having people around us, being around people, being surrounded by people, that we don't have that alone time. So even if you are, like, say, for instance, still in your hometown or home state, you still can set aside time for yourself to really reflect, and have that introspection time to really look within.
Yeah, and you have to kind of find a way to
block all that noise out.
Block the noise out.
Right.
White noise, as I call it. There's so much of that static that just doesn't go away, and people are always trying to force their opinions on you and how you should do things, and that goes for any aspect of life. It can be relationships, it can be career. It can be how you raise your kids. It could be anything. It's about trying to find a way to hear your own voice and block out everybody else's and just sticking up for yourself. And I love that in your book that you have like spaces in there for people to like jot down their own notes, or maybe you can even journal in it and say, okay, this is the step I took to complete this chapter. This is what I'm doing, or this is my goals. You know, that would be a good thing to write in there. This is my goals towards doing this step of the book, because it's kind of like a play-by-play. I felt like, and you know, a guide to give you the initial footstep as to how to get started in your journey.
Right. It's in that free space where it says release throughout the book. That's for you to pretty much release, express. Whether it's you're taking something, a chapter that you read in the book, and reflecting on it, you could write down your thoughts based on what you just read, or taking what you just read, flipping that, and you putting it into your own experience, you know, that you had, and just basing it off of that. So the book is pretty much a book you can make your own. You can turn to any page, anytime.
And it relates to everything.
Right. And you could pick it up at any time to read, you know, and really have those thoughts and that, you know, drive and push. Yeah.
Right. And well, I'm glad they pushed you to write it, because
thank you. It's been getting so much love, and I've been, you know, so grateful.
It's really good. It's short, it's sweet, it's simple. I'm not an avid reader. I'm definitely not. But I was so engaged, and you know, I'm like, oh, this is, you know, a nice short sweet book. Like, you're able to get through it in, you know, a couple hours, and it's just like, it makes you really resonate with the words versus sometimes, you know, other novels, like you kind of get lost in it if it doesn't engage you immediately. But I can't say there wasn't a single page that I didn't somehow relate to.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Every single page. But I can't read you guys the whole book today. So I just took like a few out of the many little pages that I tapped over. And I'm like, I'm really about to just give you the audio book right now. Forget the podcast. I'm just going to read the whole book to you. But no, it was really good. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Again, the title of the book, A Journey Paved in Words by Michael J. Forbes. And again, tell everyone out there, like, how can they find you if they want to ask questions about the book? How do they find the book?
Right. So the book is on Amazon. It's also on Barnes & Noble online, and also on my website, michaeljforbes.com. And then you can find me on Facebook as well under Michael J. Forbes.
Is your blog on your website?
The blog is done.
No.
But michaeljforbes.com has, you know, everything on there as well. Okay. But the blog Rational vs. Random is done. Everything's moved over to my website.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm going to definitely check that out.
Thank you.
When I get
check
home.
Check it out for sure.
And I'm going to end it with the last quote because it fits. Identity. When you know who you are, it's almost amusing when someone else tries to tell you about yourself. Make a note to self. That is not your problem to take on.
Not at all.
Not at all. So stop listening to what other people think and find your own voice.
Absolutely.
And fuck them, right? And think about the intention in your words to everyone you come across, everyone that you speak to, the promises that you make, even more so. Your word is everything, you know?
Right.
That's what people are going to analyze you on, judge you on, grade you on. And it's not that it matters what other people think, but unfortunately we live in a world where without connections, without networking, it's very hard to get from point A to point B. So you want to put your best self out there, and then you're going to get back those blessings that you deserve. So with that being said, good night.
Later.